Hello, guys. My name is Mimi, and this is a dash of colors. If you're a consistent listener, thank you so much. Thank you very much for all you do for me. And if this is your first time listening, I am so glad to have you here. This is a dash of colors, and this is a self-help channel for everybody who is working on self-love in particular. We have a Telegram community, and if you would like to stay motivated and on top of your goals, you should definitely join. The link to the community is in the description of this episode, wherever you find it. Thank you for listening, and let's talk about what I have to share today. How self-aware are you? Most of us really do not know ourselves that well. And I know that from how daunting and difficult this particular task was for me, because I had to ask myself very, very important questions to actually be sure that whatever thing that I'm going to be putting out today is actually the truth and nothing but the truth. So I'm discussing this: what makes me smile? So it's going to be about me, but at the end of the day, I wanted to use this as an example to actually think deeply about yourself. What exactly excites you? And then the first thing that actually makes me smile is helping someone get over a bad situation. I've had my own fair share of troubled life and problems, so I tend to be drawn to people who I feel are struggling, or people who need someone to actually relate to their own story. And I really do not have any financial help to give anybody right now, although I really wish I can. But I really, really enjoy listening to people, and I really love to see them go beyond whatever situation to get better, basically, at being okay. So it really makes me very excited to see people who used to be very low, or who used to struggle with depression, who used to have suicidal thoughts, get all better. And most times I really don't have to do a lot. I just have to be there to listen enough to whatever they have to say, and to help them do any other thing they really need me to. So basically, that's one thing that I know that I'm very, very drawn to, and it really makes me very happy. Another thing that actually makes me smile is helping generally. It could be helping some old woman carry her bags, or helping anybody at all, even kids in particular. So it really doesn't matter what kind of help it is, but so far it makes someone else smile, it definitely makes me smile. So another thing that always puts a smile on my face is finding abandoned money anywhere. Okay, so when I had my money problems, I became very grateful for finding money randomly. And I know that this might not be the case for everybody, but we all like spare money now. When you probably had none, or you even have a lot, and then all of a sudden you bump onto 1,000 naira note from nowhere, or even 5k, or even 200 naira, or as low as 50 naira from nowhere. We know how excited we get. We know how happy it really makes us feel, because I don't know, things have just been somehow in Nigeria. And then imagine you're probably looking for money to buy, let's say, a bag of water, and you don't have cash on you, and you're just looking through an old pair of jeans or something, and then you find money randomly lying around to solve that particular need. It's very exciting, and for me, it makes me really, really glad. Like, I smiled from one cheek to another whenever I bump onto money that I may have forgotten about. So another thing that really, really makes me smile is memes and funny videos. I don't have a lot of friends, so most times I'm on social media to look at people's WhatsApp status, and I have particular favorites, and this is because they upload videos and they upload pictures that are very hilarious, and then most of the time I just go through them because it really, really makes me happy. Then I love listening to a particular song, and it's called A Million Dreams by Pink. That movie, at first, when I watched the movie, it wasn't a movie, but when I watched a movie that had the song in it, I was so drawn to the song. And ever since then, I started listening to the music, because it speaks a lot about me. And then especially the part that says a million dreams are keeping me awake, and most of them I listen to very late in the night, and then I try to remind myself that every single time that I go through things, that this is the reason why I still put up a face, or this is the reason why I still show up even when I am very overwhelmed. So it's a very big part of my life that I'm sharing with you guys, because that particular song lifts me up from the darkest part of my life. So yeah, I really love listening to A Million Dreams. And another song is Random Gestures, and then Sweet Random Gestures in particular. It could be you look better today. No, not better. Sorry, guys. That sounds awful. You look beautiful. Your makeup looks nice. Your dress looks good. You are particularly glowing today. Random things, really. I'm very cheap in particular because the random things makes me feel loved the most. I'm not the kind of person who wants you to do the whole world to make me smile. Probably just the list of whatever thing you're probably thinking is what makes me most excited. And then I'm very grateful for that, because it makes me appreciate very little efforts anyway. So yeah, and then chocolates are like part of the list. Who doesn't like chocolates? Well, some people don't. I love chocolates, maybe because I'm slim and I have nothing to worry about. But calories, chocolates, I don't have a problem with them. I love chocolates in particular, white, dark, but dark in particular. Chocolates are an absolute favorite, and then they make me really, really happy. I don't know if it's the sugar in it, but somehow chocolates make me smile. And one new thing that really, really makes me smile is seeing a child who used to struggle with reading because of my help. And this is something that I bumped into in August 2020, right? August or November 2020, when I started learning about phonics sounds and teaching children how to use sounds, blending sounds, and learning how to use sounds to read. It was a game changer for me. So whenever I see a child who's struggling, I'm very particular about teaching them to help them know how to read. And once they start reading, I feel like the happiest person on earth, because I know how much they really want to read, but most of them just don't know how to. So when I eventually help such a child, it makes me completely excited. Then another thing that I know makes me smile are praises from people that I love and respect. Sometimes my mom, sometimes my dad, sometimes the bosses that I have ever worked for. All those praises, all those, hey, you did well, or we're still here because you're helping actively, and things like that. Those kinds of things, those kinds of gestures and sweet words make a whole lot of difference for me. So I really, really appreciate people who appreciate me for the work that I do. So yeah, that makes me smile as well. Then another thing is karaoke. You can actually figure from the way I sound that I'm very excited talking about this, because it's a very exciting thing about my life that I never realized until I had to think about it because of this podcast. And I realized that karaoke makes me very happy. I love to sing. I may not have all the good or fanciest voice in the world, but I love karaoke. And it's something that I am very, very, very happy that it exists, because usually when I'm feeling really, really down, all I have to do is to plug my earpiece into my phone, then go onto this app that I use for karaoke, Star Maker, and then find a song that I really know word by word, and then sing it as loud as I can, even when I sound horrible. But I love karaoke. Another thing that really makes me smile, that it might seem odd, is dog movies. I love dogs from afar anyway. I don't know. I have a mixed relationship with them. I've never had a dog, and the first experience of meeting a dog was horrible for me, because it was at the village, and then I saw this dog. It was running. I felt it was running after me, and then I ran, and in the process, I broke my ankle. So ever since then, I don't know, I won't say hate, but I developed a phobia for dogs, because anytime I see one, I usually just feel they want to bite me, or they want to injure me, or kill me, or maim me, or anything else, right? So You may be very afraid of dogs because who wants to die? Nobody wants to die, especially not me. I'm just 25. So, but there's this particular thing that I love, and that is watching dog movies, watching dog shows. I know Talker. I know so many dogs on Instagram that probably doesn't even know me, but I love dogs from afar because I'm afraid of them, obviously. But I love their movies, and some of the movies on Netflix I've watched about dogs end up making me very sad. And I always cry my eyes out whenever I watch those kind of movies. But in general, the idea of owning a dog, the idea of taking care of a dog, having a best friend that is not human, look out for you, is very exciting and it makes me really smile. Okay, so the next thing that actually makes me smile is finishing a task. And this is because I know myself, I can lose focus easily. So when I task myself to do something and I finish it, you would definitely know because I would be all smiles, I would be excited, I would be proud of myself basically because it's one of the things that I really struggle with most times. So whenever I finish a task, I grin ear to ear. Then daydreaming. I know that when I made an episode a while ago about my fantasies, someone actually said that they were fantasies and then I shouldn't be expecting them to happen. But even though fantasies are fantasies, it doesn't stop me from fantasizing, and it certainly doesn't stop me from daydreaming. I still daydream about the kind of man that I want. I still daydream about the kind of house that I want to live in. I still daydream about the kind of career that I want. I still daydream about the kind of children that I intend to raise. I still daydream about how big I want my business to be and things like that. And then even when it doesn't make sense to anybody because obviously they are dreams, but thinking about them makes me really really excited. So guys, this is like a very good exercise if you're trying to relax and then figure things out, and then instead of worrying about the future or trying to get yourself all worked out about how things are not working, you can definitely start asking yourself questions like you're trying to get to know yourself, like you always want to get to know every other person. What makes you smile? What are those things? What are those things that whenever you try to do them or whenever you do them, you feel very excited, you feel less worried, and you're completely at ease with the way life is? What are they? If you figure them out, write them down and then try as much as possible to do them to keep yourself happy. I know that this world has glorified sadness a lot, that everybody wants to be sad, everybody wants to be depressed, everybody wants to be low. But if you realize something that really makes you happy, in as much as every other thing seems to be noisy, in as much as life seems to be throwing things at you, do not, do not let it get you so down that you stop doing the things that actually makes you happy. So do this as a stock at life. Try to take stock of how your life is and the things that you actually enjoy. And that way, when it feels like you're sad or you're at a very low place, you can easily look at the things that you've written and say, oh, this makes me happy, I'm going to do this, right? And then make the efforts and do those things. Hopefully you feel better. So this is like trying to give an account of yourself and to make sure that you're still in tune with your life, irrespective of whatever noise happening around you. So thank you guys for listening. I am very grateful, and do not forget the Telegram community is still there for you to join if you haven't joined. The link is in the description of this episode. Thank you for listening again. My name is Mimi. This is A Dash of Colors, and see you next time.